Sí, buenas noches. Vamos con el reto de esta semana de la página de Harvard Business Review. Entonces elegí este artículo. Inside PepsiCo's effort to reach net zero emissions. Setting a new zero goal is just the start of a climate strategy. The pressure is now on to deliver substantive progress. For many companies, the vast bulk of greenhouse gas (GHG) emissions lie outside the walls of their business in their supply chains. Called Scope 3 emissions, having visibility to quantifying and ultimately managing these emissions is difficult. While this impacts lie outside of a company's direct control, stakeholder expectations, reporting frameworks, and business demands require large corporations to active their partners and deliver progress. The reward is high. If you can get it right, uh, it's not just about delivering a reduced planetary impact, but also building a value chain that enables our future growth and is resilient in the face of climate change. The global climate crisis was the catalyst to launch our PepsiCo's positive transformation and set a goal to become net zero by 2040. Since then, PepsiCo has taken supply chain relationships to new levels of collaboration and built a range of strategies designed to bring supplier partners along on our journey. Fundamentally, PepsiCo's business is rooted in agriculture. Climate change will affect crops and it will impact farmers and the yields they can deliver. We must have a clear strategy for the business to both manage our impact in the climate and make our company more resilient and competitive going forward. Internally, we are constantly working to embed net zero thinking into our dreams. For example, PepsiCo incentivizes progress by making Scope 1 and 2 emission reductions part of the compensation review process for the top 200 executives at the company. And we are working toward being able to more accurately quantify Scope 3 emission so that we can include that metric in the future as well. In our value chains, with more than 100,000 suppliers of vari- uh, varying size in capabilities, a one-size-fits-all approach will not achieve the needed impact towards net zero. There are many approaches to take, and we have learned lessons along that way. But we believe there are three fundamental elements: expectations, economic, and enablement that you must get right in order to have successful supply chain partner engagement and, more importantly, supply chain partner action. Expectations. Setting clear and constantly expectations with supply chains partner is the foundation of success. Companies must let suppliers know emissions reductions are important, particularly when it is something that will be measured over time. In our agricultural supply chains, for example, farmers have different levels of understanding around emissions. Some are aware of climate change and its impacts, while for others it isn't even on their radar screens. As leaders, we must provide clear and consistent guidelines for our suppliers and other supply chain partners so they can understand their role in our journey now and into the future. We set out these expectations at our annual Global Suppliers Summit and are asking our partners to take four specific near-term actions. Number one, report scope 1 and 2 emissions to us by the end of 2023. Number two, set or commit the setting a science-based target by the end of 2023. Number three, convert PepsiCo's Corporation of Electrical Load to renewable electricity were available by the end of 2023. For agricultural suppliers collaborate with us to develop an action plan for sustainable ingredients and to buy regenerative agriculture across by the end of 2023. Setting as STB for emission reductions provides us a clear structure and framework tracking data across the value chains is vital to understanding the breadth and pace of progress. This is a big shift for some of our suppliers' operations. In some cases, this is not just about investment, but also about making changes in the way to operate. More than ever, suppliers' relationships need to move from transactional to partnerships. That where companies can use their scale and knowledge to help suppliers transition, acting as partners and providing support along the way. Economics. When engaging supply chains partners, companies often make the mistake of supporting them only with financial incentives or disincentives. While economics are certainly critical, they come into play only after the foundations and expectations have been set. One of the most powerful things to do clearly clarify for suppliers the economic realities and trade-offs that come with GHG reduction. Decarbonizations can be expensive, but the reality is it won't always cost more. Reducing inputs such as water and fertilizer, minimizing plastic use, and invest in the renewable energy can all save more money. Companies can help their suppliers do the math and understand the concrete ways they can come out ahead. Companies must also consider how to better structure partnerships to lead toward a sustainable transition. Long-term agreements that incentivize and support sustainable transformations can be a great catalyst. PepsiCo signs a 7.5-year strategic commercial agreement with ADN to share costs and resources and closely collaborations on projects that aim to significantly expand regenerative agriculture by up to 2 million acres by 2030 across our share. North American supply chains. The length of the contract helps to instill confidence to invest in sustainable practices as well as achieving carbon reduction goals. Enablement. When it comes to net zero, the changes are too complex and interconnected to leave implementation up to change. As partners, we have offered guidance to help enable our suppliers as they negative the interplay of strategies so that they can more easily make progress against our shared goals. For example, we have created programs to guide on setting SBT and have provided resources that outline different options for emissions reduction, particularly in moving to renewable electricity, as this can vary based on each supplier situation. Companies like PepsiCo can also help solve sustainable changes by using their scale and networks to invest in and scale up promising startups and leverage relationships with some of the largest companies in the world. Eh, in doing so, making them more cost efficient and accessible to our partners for agriculture technologies. We are doing trials of promising solutions on demonstration farms around the world and invest in suppliers that we believe can make a real impact. For farmers, proven approaches are key to achieving buy in and implementing solutions quickly and effective, effectively. Through our P Plus Renew program, we are also working towards helping our supply chains partner with aggregated buys of renewable energy to create a scale and cost efficiency that individual suppliers cannot achieve on their own. Creating sustainable value chains is difficult, but with the right approach, it is a powerful means to meet sustainability goals, create a more resilient organization, and full improve business performance. At PepsiCo, that's our end game, and the three fundamental elements: expectations, economic and enablement will set us as well as our supply chain partners on the path to truly sustainable growth. Bueno, el artículo básicamente lo que habla es que en esta empresa PepsiCo se empezaron pues como a implementar digamos unos programas para la reducción de emisiones pues, de contaminación. Entonces en este orden de ideas pues, del programa y de todas estas ideas que tiene este programa se identifican lo que se llama como eh, emisiones como de tercer grado. Entonces, PepsiCo tiene básicamente, digamos, proveedores que son, que pertenecen pues como al campo de la agricultura y entre todos estos proveedores PepsiCo identifica que finalmente la empresa termina generando emisiones, pero porque ellos le compran a los agricultores y los agricultores son los que generan pues ese tipo de emisiones. Entonces son emisiones como de tercer, como de tercer grado, como que son ajenas a ellos, pero que directamente los involucran. Entonces habla de que PepsiCo crea un programa en el cual deja de ser pues como una relación con sus proveedores así tipo comercial y empiezan pues como a tener una relación digamos más cercana en la cual PepsiCo aprovecha para qué como para hablar con ellos y para ¿cómo se dice? Capacitarlos en que y hacerlos caer en cuenta de que su labor eh, la pueden llevar a cabo con una reducción como de este impacto ambiental. Entonces, hablan de que entre sus proveedores hay gente pues que ya es muy, digamos, muy consciente del tema y hay otros que son demasiado ignorantes. Entonces ellos tratan como sí, de capacitarlos en todo eso. Se ponen algunas metas. La meta pues como principal es que para el año 2040 van a tener cero emisiones, una meta pues bastante elevada diría yo, pero, pero, pero es bueno pues como tener ese tipo de metas para poder, digamos, si no se alcanzan pues llegar muy cerca. También lo que hacen es que se ponen un montón de metas para este año 2023 y empiezan pues como a tratar de implementar como todo este asunto de la electricidad renovable y todo eso. Y básicamente pues es como lo que hablan en economía, en la parte financiera, todo lo relacionado pues como con las relaciones con sus proveedores y la forma en que ellos los capacitan y, y digamos que sí, todo este tipo de metas que tienen para poder cumplir sí, esa meta de ser una empresa que genere cero emisiones.